Our freshwater sailors, at this review time, treasure awaits, so all hands on deck! Hoist the sails, cut the mizzenmast, hard steerboard, and prepare to... Right in the middle of filming, so typical. Hello.
Hey there. Today was Marine's review, right?
Yep, that was the plan.
So you sure you don't need me?
Yeah, everything's under control here, yeah.
No, I just wanted to make sure you take it a little bit serious, since I'm a big fan of her. You know, no cheap pirate costume shenanigans or something like that.
I mean, what makes you think that? This is a figure review show and not an SNL sketch, huh?
She's one of my favorites, you know, she deserves better.
Yeah.
By the way, did you see they included the dance motion data for her last original song on YouTube?
No, I did not know that, but I will make sure to look into it, okay? Gotta go. Bye. No fun allowed here. Okay, so from the top. Hello and welcome, figure enthusiasts, to Scaled Affairs. Today I will present you this 1/6 scale figure of Marine Houshou from Max Factory. This is the box the figure comes in, and it's a massive one. It has this hinge mechanism in front, and luckily I recently updated my production value so that I can now show you those boxes from all sides even better. And I can also zoom in to enhance small details like those pictures on the back. Style-wise, this is an okayish box that looks good with all those golden elements. Only the Hololive logo sticks out a bit. Would have looked even better if those were printed in a gold foil too, but then again, I guess corporates still wanted their brand recognition a bit more. The finish though could have been a bit nicer, because with this hinge in the front you can see and even feel the raw material, and with enough light you can even make out the congregated waves of the cardboard on the inside. Also, a matte finish like this is prone to get scratched more easily. Taking her out of the box was a bit complicated because of all the strong knobs on the blister and this plastic wire that she was tied to her shell. Haven't seen this in quite a while. Here you can see me struggle a bit while I unbox her during the live stream on our New Year's Eve event. Once again, it's resists. Doesn't want to let me in. Oh God. Okay. Okay. Easy does it. Easy does it. Easy does it. Not more force than necessary. It's still this only one. Oh God. I want to. Where does it? Oh, I see. I see. It has like straps.
You gotta earn your pirate booty.
No mortal hand could have twisted this in such a way. They had to use tools, and there is a second one, but this is twisted as well. So. I mean, I brought a knife to a plier fight. I see. God. Strings to wires, and now we can. Okay, now we can open the blister. But once everything is said and done, you will be rewarded with a truly massive figure that, despite sitting on a throne, has a height of almost 28 centimeters. But even more impressive than her size is the weight. With roughly 950 grams, Marine ensures her presence on the shelf. And in case you're wondering, no, this is not one solid piece of sculpture. You still get two parts, one is Marine in a sitting pose and one is this chair that doesn't even have a peg to hold her in place. So if you want to move her around, it's better to secure her with both hands, because otherwise, you know. But since I always wanted to have such a piece of period furniture in a larger scale, I'm very happy with this solution. Maybe this throne will come in handy for other settings and photos, and if so, it's also quite nice to have just a generic looking diamond shape on the backrest instead of a heart-shaped pirate symbol that I would have normally anticipated in a spot like this. Although I like the opulent front design of the... I thought this wasn't silent. Oh well, okay. Although I like the opulent front design... Who texts me at this time of the day? Of course. Okay, so where was I? Oh yeah. Although I like the opulent style of this sitting accommodation, this straight back part here with its sharp angles and almost minimalist design stands in a stark contrast with the front. It's not as obvious when displayed together with the figure, but as a standalone item, this might look a bit off. And when she finally sits on her throne, no heavy swell can shake this figure up. Quite majestically does the captain overlook the situation from her elevated position, grinning, laughing with some sharp teeth because she knows it's high tide. Guess I should really stop with those nautical puns. But in all honesty, with such a with such an abundance of details, it is really hard to tell where to start. I guess I have to fire up a full salvo, batten up the hatches, do a lightning round. Okay, of all the things on display. First we have all those quilted leather parts on her boots and the jacket in a shiny red that makes you wonder, how did they pull off this paint job? Then we move on to all those open zippers in a decadent gold color, of course also very shiny. Same goes for the beautiful flower ornaments on the handrest, and because gold sounds like a good investment right now, why not also continue the use of it on the military looking headgear and all the ribbons as well. And can we also talk about the fact that apparently she also swiped the famous blue water from this poor girl? This gemstone at her neck is one of the only things that deviate from the red, black and gold color scheme. The other exemption is of course her bright orange eyes, where only one of them is clearly visible. The other one is partly covered by, I guess, a hair strain, but due to the use of semi-translucent parts and a specific mold, you can still faintly make it out. It's a unique look for a figure, and in this specific outfit might even subsidize as her regular eye patch. Even if it's on the wrong side then. But since there are plenty of illustrations and even figures that show her without an eye patch, I assume she is wearing this just as a stylish accessories anyway.
Yes, usually it's just an accessory and part of your outfit, but in one of the music videos, Dead Man's Chest, there's actually a little bit of an Easter egg going on which side her golden eye is and which one is the real one.
Okay, but regardless of the lore, her expression overall is great. I really like if figures do have a more emotional face. Together with the closed fan, this combination of playfulness and smugness with a dash of arrogance fits the character very well. The only thing that challenged me a bit is that if you try to take a picture of her, it might be hard to get a good angle of her face, especially if you want her to looking directly into the camera. Normally when I do those reviews, they tend to wrap up shortly after the big close-up of the face. But wait, there is more! More details to be precise. Breast studs on her chair, feather on her head. By the way, this is the only separate piece besides the massive throne of course. Some laces on her cleavage, and did any of you notice this little print of an anchor? And speaking of anchor, how about an anchorette for her hair? Because not only are they painted with a bit more effort than usual on a scale figure, they also feature quite a few different styles and directions of movement. To better illustrate this point, I placed Marin on my camera lens, and now we can see the backside and all those strains that are normally obstructed by the backrest of the chair. As you can see, it is quite elaborate and complicated. If you're thinking, well, this must mean I can place her freely wherever I want. Not really, because the way she is sculpted, she can only rest safe and comfortable on this specific chair. So if you want to use her as a noodle stopper figure that goes along with the official Houshou Marine instant ramen, well, tough luck. Okay, I've probably still missed a few details, but this review has been going on for far too long now, so I really start to wrap things up. I know this was a bit lopsided, but in my opinion there weren't many negative points that I could find, and so my experience with this figure remains untarnished. Is it really the best figure of 2025 like we hyped her up during the live streams? No, maybe not. I guess it depends too much on your preferences. Heck, it's not even that unique of a concept, because basically Erina here did it first. Is she expensive? Yes. With an MSRP of nearly 32,000 yen, this is definitely in the upper echelon of wallet-hurting releases, and for that money you might consider a far more elaborate composition than just an old hag sitting in a chair. I mean, if we be honest, for that amount of money they could have at least thrown in a basic baseplate of some sort, because despite her size and weight, she might still look a bit disjointed between all your other figures in the showcase that basically own their own plot of land. But then again, maybe this fits a pirate's life to sail the shelf without a port of connection. But be careful, she might steal your other figure's spaces and declare them as her property. Next time a bit of a more budget-friendly figure and one of the OG classics. Until then, take care out there and keep having fun collecting.